Degree Entertainment TV. Degree Entertainment TV. Degree Entertainment TV. Degree Entertainment TV. On Degree Entertainment TV. Degree Entertainment TV. Degree Entertainment TV. Degree Entertainment TV. On Degree Entertainment. Degree Entertainment TV. On Degree Entertainment TV.
Hello, everybody. This is your girl, Shanae Bonner. We're on Decree Entertainment TV, and we got I'm telling y'all, we got the playwright, the extraordinaire, Mr. Don B Welch. How are you?
Well, I'll tell you when I take these off.
Oh, that part.
Okay. I'm fine. How you doing? How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I am doing great. So we just have just a couple of questions, and this is for Decree Entertainment TV. We're on YouTube now, and we're branching off to different other.
I've been seeing. I love it.
Oh,
congratulations.
Oh, thank you. So I just have a couple of questions. Okay, your career spanned more than 3 decades and includes over 32 stage productions, best-selling novels, feature films, and television projects. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue an entertainment career.
Well, first of all, I started out as a child prodigy of singing, and matter of fact, I used to sing in nightclubs, and because they served alcohol, my parents would have to go to the club or the restaurant where I was performing at. And so I started out, as a kid, as a child doing stuff like that. And it was probably we ain't gonna get into all that, but I'll tell you, I think like 1986, 87, I was in a stage play. Adam Wade, who used to be, he's passed away now. He's sort of like a hero of mine, like a mentor. He was the first African-American to host a game show called Musical Chairs back in the 70s. But he was known as I remember when I got casted by him in a play, and I went home, I told my mom, have you ever heard him? She said, oh yeah, he had a couple of hits in the 60s as a singer. Anyway, one night I was on stage performing the play, and the place was packed, and he had written, and I was on the stage, and I looked out into the audience, and it wasn't my scene to speak. So I remember looking at the audience, and I said, well, wait a minute. Adam wrote, directed, and produced this. I can do this. Yeah. And so I sat down and wrote my very first play and put it up in a dinner theater there, and a famous theater in Philadelphia. Things started to take on. So it was play after play. I love writing stage plays, so the concerts took a little bit of a backseat because the plays kept coming. And so, and believe it or not, even to this day, my favorite is still singing, live performing. I haven't really done it out in LA, maybe one time, but I'm gonna come back and do that with a whole orchestra, because I really don't know that I actually really sing. So the plays, I started writing and directing stage plays, and it was important for me to write our history, our stories. Yeah. I'm so tired of seeing a lot of our work that other people are writing and telling. So I started writing, and then one day I woke up, I was like at 32, 33 plays. And then I moved here in 2000 from Philadelphia. So I think the inspiration came from, but also I had a family that inspired and encouraged, especially my mother and grandmother, encouraged whatever I wanted to do in this industry. Piano lessons, voice lessons, just being a part of that whole, and my brother, who can't sing, can't dance, can't write, but he was mechanically inclined. So my mom said, well, wait a minute. Let's see what he wants to do. So she was very much a fixture in our lives and what we chose to do in this life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's
So
amazing.
I love this writing and directing our stories, you know?
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. I agree. We need for someone to tell our own story. Because sometimes our stories has been
whitewashed.
Yeah.
Say what it is.
Yeah. So, yes.
Say what it is.
Your production has reached audience in more than 45 cities across the nation. What do you believe has been the key to your enduring success and loyal fan base?
Well, that's really easy. First of all, my faith. My faith means everything to me. I don't know how people even move through the day and the week in the world without having God in their lives.
Right.
I don't knock nobody who you can pray to who you want to. I don't get into all of that. But what I do know is that for me, it was about my faith. And I also knew that I didn't really, I never waited for Hollywood to do anything for me. I said, no, they'll catch on.
Yeah.
And they did, because I wasn't always treated as well in this industry out here. I was not always treated as well. I was looked over, passed by, but it didn't bother me because I knew where I was going. I'll tell you, you talk about Frida Payne. When I moved here in 2000, Frida took me to a Hollywood party. So everybody was there. And this actress walked over. She was a little tipsy. She walked over to where we were. And Frida said, oh, this is my friend Donald Welch. He's a writer. And she said, oh, television, film? And I said, no, theater. She said, good luck. This is a TV and film town. And she staggered away. Wow. Well, Frida didn't really kind of know, I guess it was a little embarrassed or whatever. But I remember looking at her walking away. And I said to myself, I'm going to make you respect theater and you're going to work for me. Not only has she worked for me numerous of times, we're close friends.
Wow.
And I never told her, I never will. It wasn't important. But what I tell that story because what if I were weak? I had just got off the plane and came here, said, I'm going to do what I did on the East Coast. I'm going to do stage plays. And if I were weak enough to hear this woman who's established, who's saying, this is not going to work, I would have maybe got back on that plane and went back home. But I know me. I know my faith. I know that my steps are ordered. And I know that I'm changing lives in what I'm doing. Yes. So people often say, well, why don't you ever tell that person? Why? It was the liquor talking. And whether she meant it or not, it wasn't really personal to me. She might have thought she was saving me.
Right.
But for me, I already knew that I'm here to stay. And I'm here to make it the same moves I made on the East Coast, on the West Coast.
And I said that as well. I made a Facebook post the other day, and I said, stop asking for permission for what God has given you, your God-given talent. You don't need permission from people. And I said the same thing about myself. I said, I'm not waiting for anybody to give me permission.
Right. Well, also social media is a blessing and a curse. The blessing part of it is because we're able to let people know what we're doing and stay in touch with family and friends and promote shows or concerts or records or whatever. But the downside of that are the people who take it to a dark path. Yeah. I've had actors who will look at somebody on social media and think people start saying, oh, I got this, I got that. And so it makes a lot of the actors feel, well, am I really making it? And I tell them, they're not even living like that.
Right.
This is all a facade.
Right.
This is all, because if you Google most of them, the only thing they got is a Facebook page or a Instagram or TikTok. So people will show you cars and they will say they have money and they'll do all those things. They ain't living like that. I know some people that people look at and they look fabulous, but I know the real deal. I'm not saying you're supposed to show that side, but that's why you got to be careful how you treat everybody. Yes. Because you don't know who you're going to have to go to. There's an old saying I say all the time is, be careful of the feet that you step on, toes you step on, it might just be attached to an ass you got to kiss one day. Don't play with me. So you got to be careful with stuff like that. You don't know. The same person sweeping up in that restaurant might have an aunt that's in casting or in production. You don't know. You don't know. And that's why if you follow God and you know your steps are ordered and you keep your faith strong, people see, I don't have that any kind of negative energy around me. When it is around me, I get away from it. Because we're human, we will take that to heart and feel a little bit bad. Like, there's days I wake up, I don't always feel the greatest, but I think about where God brought me from.
Yeah. And even with me, I just came out here because I heard the Lord say, come. And I end up being homeless. They talked about me. They did everything. And now, 15 years later, they watching my movie on Amazon.
There you go.
They watching my story on Tubi. They watching my story.
There you go.
So, and I said the same people. I was just talking to James, and I said the same people that talk. It's the same people that I left back 15 years ago.
Yeah, and there was a reason why you left them back.
But they ain't doing nothing.
They ain't doing nothing.
They ain't doing talking loud.
And behind a keyboard.
Right.
Sleeping on a crate. Or a bunk bed in the corner. But they on a computer. Talk about what you got.
Yeah.
What you doing.
That is so true.
Barely keeping the lights on. Doing all kind of crazy stuff.
For no apparent reason. And that was my whole thing. Your work often explore faith, family, and African American experience. Why are these themes so important to your storytelling?
Well, because enough of our culture and our stories need to be told by us, as I said before. And I think that the importance is the legacy that you leave behind if you're in an industry like this where you're writing, directing, producing, whether it's stage, film, or television. Somebody, when I was on tour with the Bachelorette Party, we were somewhere, I think in Columbus, Ohio, or either it was Dallas, and they did a newspaper article. And up until that point, they were always calling me a Black playwright. And I said, well, just say I'm a playwright. You don't have to say I'm Black. And then it stopped me. I said, say it. Because in the newspaper, you don't have my picture. A young Black boy or girl can read that and say, oh, he did that and he's African American. Say it. I don't have a problem with that. So it's very important. Although I think my stories are universal, they just have an African American cast sometimes. But if you take and put a Caucasian cast, Asian, Hispanic, and just change some of the nuances, it's the same story. About family, love, faith, it's the same story. So it's important that we all, with your magazine, you're doing that. Unapologetically, you're doing that, and you're saying, I'm stepping out on faith, and I'm doing a magazine. It is competing in a certain sense because of everything else, but you have to look at it as though, but that's their journey, and this is mine. Yeah. And this magazine is my journey, and I stepped out on faith, and I'll tell my story one day as you have in your documentary. But the thing that's important is that something kept you going. This is not an easy time to launch a magazine. Yeah. Where a lot of times magazines on shelves and things aren't there. But they say the same thing about bookstores, but they're coming back. People are still reading books. At one time, people was like, well, we're closing this Barnes & Noble or this Borders book. They're coming back. Yep. Yeah, but yes, they have the ones on audio, but people sometimes like having a hardcover book. Mm-hmm. So they're going to love the magazine. I already saw it. I'm honored to be on the cover and be the story in it.
Well, thank you. It's just the first time that I met you, I just felt so much love from you. Mm. You know, you were taking a picture. You said, oh, get in the picture. Go ahead, get in the picture. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, wow, like he don't even know me, but he's offering, that to me.
And, you have to also look at things like, especially in this industry with people doing things in the industry. Let me say this. No matter how high you shoot an arrow in the sky, it's got to come down. Mm. So why am I going to act like I'm better than you or anybody else? What? Because God will shake you and do this like that and bring you to your knees.
Right.
So.
And I said something like that on my documentary about judging. I used to walk the streets of Compton and just hand out a pamphlet with some money in it and say, the Lord wants you to eat today.
Mhm.
And there was a man smoking crack on the bus stop. And I just walked up to him. Didn't judge him, didn't do anything.
But I know when you left, he got him some more.
No, but I told him, I said, go eat today.
He ate.
Know what he did?
What'd he do?
He screamed real loud, hallelujah.
Yeah, but that was that night fix. What you mean? Yeah, he might have got him a hot dog or something like that, but he also left a little side to the side.
But I didn't judge him.
No, you don't judge him.
And it was a lady that she was a prostitute. Every day I walked past her, good morning, queen. And she would look and we
Because people are beat down so much.
That's it.
You know, and also when you do these things, if you do it from the heart, you don't have to tell like a lot of people. Every Christmas in LA, I used to I never told people about it. Matter of fact, somebody you know one time went with me. I would go to a mall, and especially if I saw a black mother with some children by herself, or a black father with some children by himself, I walked up with envelopes at Christmas week and would give an envelope, and it would be a $50 or $100 bill in there. They said, "What's this for?" I said, "Because I'm just giving it to you." One man had his son, he was in line for Santa Claus, and he had the baby here. But so when I gave it to him, he said, "Wow, brother, thank you." I said, "Sure." And I started to walk away. He said, "But I got another one right here." So I came back and gave him another one. What I'm trying to say is that I don't have to put that on social media. I don't have to show me walking because at the end of the day, you got to plant seeds and expect miracles. My grandma said, plant seeds and expect a miracle. If you want to be praised for everything you do, then God already gave you what he wants.
Yeah, you already got the
You
glory.
already got the glory. So for me, I do things when it hits me, when my heart hits me, to say, you got to do that.
Yeah. And do you know that lady, I was at the nail salon. That lady walked up behind me and said, good morning, queen. And I turned, I didn't even recognize her. She said, I'm off the street and I got me a job and I'm moving to Texas.
That's a blessing. Because I thought she said, good morning, queen. Give me another $20 bill.
Yeah.
No, but that's great.
But
that's great.
But I did, and I said, the thing about it, I said, she didn't judge me for having holes in my clothes, and I didn't judge her for selling her body.
There you go.
So we got that. That's my whole thing. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop judging people. Okay, throughout your remarkable career, you have inspired.
Well, you act like it's almost over.
It's not. Oh, shoot. We got.
She said, throughout your remarkable, like I'm getting ready to retire. No, but I'm messing with you. Like I'm getting ready to retire. Go ahead.
Oh, my goodness.
Throughout your remarkable career.
I love this.
Okay.
And throughout your remarkable career, you have inspired audience with unforgettable stage production that have entertained, uplift, and touched countless lives. As both a writer and a producer and a director, where do the stories that you have, where are they born from? Where do they come from?
Life, living, seeing people on the street, seeing people. Somebody can walk by with some people doing whatever, and guess what? In my mind, I'm like, oh, that's a story. I don't know their story, but I'm gonna use that as a character.
Wow.
And also being very, very careful that I'm telling a story about the truth. But everything I've written, whether it's been for a film, whether it's been for stage, or whether I'm directing a TV series, especially if I wrote the stuff, I end with one word: hope. No matter what's going on in the story, because I keep it real. I'm known to push the envelopes off the table because I believe in telling it, but you don't leave people hanging. I'm not saying that we end every story with a bow. No, that's not life. But you can end with hope.
That's it.
And then things are good.
That is so good. That is, when you give people hope.
When you give it hope. Even if it's a story, whether it's a story, like you said, maybe it's a story about a prostitute or a crack addict. Maybe they didn't get off the crack or the prostitution by the end of the play or movie, but there was something there, a glimmer of hope, because it leaves the audience feeling when they go, hey, I wonder how they're doing now.
Yes. It's more like a cliffhanger then.
Yeah, but I want to know how they're doing.
Yeah.
I hope that they got themselves together. And then it opens up the door for you to pray for them.
Yeah,
See, listen, that's another thing. I don't want everybody praying for me
that part too.
because I don't know who they're praying to.
Yeah,
So I got people say, I'm going to keep you in prayer. I said, don't do that.
yeah,
This is what I want you to do. Just wish me well.
yeah.
I don't know how you living. Who you praying to?
And some people's spirit ain't right.
Who?
They can be and the PREY on you instead of the PRAY.
Exactly. But some people are quick to say, well, I'm going to keep you in prayer. I have to look back and see who this is. Because that's all right. Just wish me well.
Right.
Because I don't know who you praying for.
That
People will do that to you. Go home and get a box of a feather and start talking and doing stuff.
Right.
Get a piece of your, well, I ain't got no hair in my head, but you know. Come on.
What I heard one man said, oh, that's not witchcraft, that's wishcraft. They wishing you to do that.
But I don't even worry about that kind of stuff because when you covered, bring it on.
Bring it on. Hallelujah. Yes.
I don't even worry about stuff like that because you can people say, well, they do that stuff. That's fine.
Yep.
Doesn't bother me because I know it's not going to affect me because of my faith.
Yes. And
we need all those kind of people around too.
Yes.
We need to be able to know who we talking to and looking at and listening to and taking any kind of advice or whatever from. We got to be careful. Yeah. Everybody does it. I think I probably said, well, I'm gonna keep you in prayer. No, well, let's think about that for a minute. If I don't know how you live, I know you probably mean well, but I'll tell a stranger, oh, that's okay. You ain't got to do that. Just wish me well.
That's it. I'm
gonna pray for you and your family. No, that's If I know you, that's a great thing. Mm-hmm. Or if I get your spirit. Mm-hmm. I've seen some people tell me they're gonna pray for me and walk off and do the craziest things. Not to me, but I'm saying, yo, you living like that. You talking about you gonna pray for me? Who you praying to?
That part. You
better look in the mirror, because see, the mirror is truth serum. Mm-hmm. It'll tell you. Teddy Pendergrass had a song years ago called "You Can't Hide from Yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are." It was a dance song. I remember this dance song not knowing the lyrics. And that's true. When you really want to know who you are, stand in front of the mirror and just look. It'll tell you.
Wow. But yep, you are absolutely right. I don't let just anybody pray for me.
And just don't let anybody in your house.
Yeah. And I don't let everybody speak over me.
Oh no, that's another thing.
I just When I'm like you. When you live in raggedy, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your mama doing, your daughter doing. I just don't do that.
No.
And then when I feel and I see, because God has given me discernment on what is right and what is wrong. Mm-hmm. And I can't. I can't do that. I can't do that, boo. So yes, I understand. From the Lost Soul Cafe, Baby Girl, in your upcoming feature, how do your audience react and what should they expect from you?
Well, first of all, let me go back to the Lost Souls Cafe. I hate that title. That was not the original title. It was called the Soul Cafe. And when I sold the project to TV1, the executives changed it to the Lost Soul Cafe, which had nothing to do with the project at all or the story at all. But my hands were tied. I just want to get that out there in case they're listening. Mm-hmm. Baby Girl was something that came about during the pandemic when I couldn't do theater. I said, I was really kind of depressed. I had fallen into a depression, staying in the bed, not really going around places or whatever, just feeling kind of down. And God spoke to me and said, well, you said you wanted to do this story that you had written and make a film out of Baby Girl. Why don't you write the script now? And I started writing the script. And it not only went on to 100 and some festivals around the world. Mm. We won 3 awards in Cannes Film Festival. It was my first short film, and it deals with Black and brown girls who have been sold underground in sex trafficking. Mm. And so I knew it was a topic that was important for me because most times when it's our girls that are missing, they're not on cartons, they're not on the nightly news. They might get a little article back this. No, so I wanted to bring it on the forefront that these kids, and in California, you'll be surprised how many girls are being just really taken advantage of.
Mm.
Yeah. So, Baby Girl, Lost Souls Cafe. I had like 5 or 6 projects. I call him my brother, Brett Dismuke, who runs All Black
Mhm.
streaming service under AMC and the We TV. He has bought 6 of my film projects to put out because he believed in me.
Mhm.
I often say there's only been 2 people in Los Angeles in this industry that has kept their word to me, and that was Will Smith and Brett Disney. Those 2. Because at the end of the day, people can tell you anything.
Yeah.
Nobody really owes you nothing either.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's so true. People they'll tell you something and then turn right back around and do the total opposite.
Or they'll promise you this or that, and because they do the Hollywood thing.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you don't even ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I've been blessed. I came here in 2000 because of Will Smith. I don't get tired of telling the story because he said, whenever you want to move into television and film, come on out. This man, his family, was my lifeline for the first like 15 years. Whatever project I was doing, if he said, hey, let's go do it, let's do it. And so it was getting me to a point to stand on my own 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I see so many actors right now in mine that are becoming millionaires, that are buying homes and living cars and everything, that started just by coming doing rehearsals and things and being in my stage plays. And they've been cast. Some of them are leading some TV series right now. I see so many of it. I remember Loretta Devine was on set somewhere. Maybe it was P-Valley or whatever. She was doing something. She sent me an email and she said, Don, you ought to be really proud. So many actors come up to me and tell me, Miss Loretta, I met you when I did Don's play and you were in it or whatever.
Wow.
So, you know, it's a blessing to be able to see them shine. I tell them, you don't owe me anything, but plant seeds of your own.
That's right.
And save your money. Because a lot of them are making really good money. But see, we got to stop trying to buy everything just because people have it out and people put it out. No, you got to put that. You're not going to always have that TV show. You're not going to always have that hit movie. You're not going to always have that hit song. What have you put away for the rainy day? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I love creating. I'm hard on my actors. I'm really hard on them. I go off like you wouldn't believe, but they know I love them.
But you know what? I don't think it's so much of being hard. You're pulling out the best in them.
Yeah, but I'll cuss you out.
No, that part then.
Yeah,
okay.
I will cuss you out. Yeah. I'm not gonna. I won't say the F word, but I'll cuss you out. I'll dress you down so bad that when it's over, you go home and take a nap. I have wore people out so bad I hurt my own feelings. But I watch them go on stage on opening night, or I see them on TV or on a film, and they're awesome. Mm-hmm. And they've come back and said, thank you for believing in me.
Once again, you just pulled out the best, because what you're doing, you're teaching them discipline. Because if they don't learn it now, when they get up there, they'll think they'll cast me out.
And guess what? 98% of the people who come out here in the industry do not make it. You gotta, and when I say that, I mean to a certain level. You gotta make sure you try to put yourself in position to be in that 2%. Because at the end of the day, everybody's going for whatever. The work, you gotta put the work in. That's another problem with Instagram. That's why it's called Instagram. It's instant. It doesn't last long. You need, if you want longevity and you're an actor, take your ass and go to classes. Read books. Okay? I've had people, I'm a natural fool, because you don't even have the skills, because you haven't gone in class. I don't have to do that. Okay.
Yeah. And that's how, like, when I was doing my movie, my cinematographer, I thought he was so mean. Nope. Come on, nope.
Yeah, he was trying to get the best out of you and your project.
Yeah. And I had to come to the point. I said, "Listen, this is
right. That's true too, though. Every now and then you gotta be like to say, I'm the one paying the bills now."
And so, but I'm glad that he did that.
Yeah.
Because it birthed something out of me. But I just told him, I said, don't forget, So yeah, we're gonna keep it 9.
Yeah.
So, but yes, so as award-winning playwright, filmmaker, author, producer, what advice would you give inspiring storytellers who hope to build a lasting legacy in this industry?
Do the work. It may sound cliche, but do the work. Never give up. Never wait on anybody to validate what you're doing. When you put all that to the side and you focus on what it is, it might take you a little longer. It might be a little slower. It may never get to the point where you want it to be. But when you can lay your head down at night and feel good about yourself, because you ain't hurt nobody, you didn't do wrong by nobody, God got your back. The thing is not giving up. Because it's like I told you the story about that party. Had that actress said something to me that really made me made me feel differently about my decision, I would have flew back to Philly. But I watched her tip away with her drink, and I was good. Because I'm like, didn't move me. So if somebody hears that story, that may help them not deal with naysayers. Because everybody, fear is a mess.
Yes.
Fear. The fear of the unknown will have you sitting somewhere. You ever have this, somebody might say, oh, I think I'm gonna start a magazine. Somebody that might love you, but not to me, oh girl, you sure you want to do that? That's gonna be that's because it's not for them. They have the fear. You may have some fear, but they'll say, guess what you're doing now? Ooh, I don't know. Where you gonna get the money from? Don't let me worry about that. How about just telling me, I wish you the best. I hope this works for you. Anything I can do? Can I share a post? Can I buy a magazine?
You didn't hit something on the
And sometimes they don't mean harm. It can be your own family. Well, now she done started a magazine. She's actually trying to get you see her? She got a magazine. Instead of saying, yeah, my cousin, my sister, my aunt, my mother, my friend is started on a new venture. Girl, who you think you are, Essence? No, I think I'm Decree. And I'd love for you to buy a copy. I'd love for you to get a subscription. Shut them down.
Do you know it's more people on the outside that I know my family gonna see this. I have one aunt that she supports me.
Mm-hmm.
When she looked at the interview with Christian Keys, she was like, "Oh my goodness!" And I knew she watched it because Christian said something, and she posted in our family thing. She said, "Christian Keys said this: if you build it, God can bless it." And but nobody else responded.
Well, you have people that listen to you. You have looky-loos too. You'll have people that go to your page all day, every day, will never like it, will never comment, will never share it, but they looking through the blinds. And you know how you can tell? If you if you post on Instagram, it tells you how many views, but it might say 100 comments, and it might say 220 views. I'm sorry, likes, but you got 3,000 views. It'll kill them to say, I like that.
Yep. And the thing about it, I
run to people in the restaurant. I heard you doing this. I saw you. Did you like it? Did you like it? Yeah.
Yeah. If it was me, I wouldn't. And I had to tell somebody that. And so if it was me, I said, it ain't you.
It's not you.
And I just cut it right there. I said, it ain't you.
Yeah, it's not you.
This has been such an amazing time. Like I said, when I first met you, I felt the love from you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And so, but this has been such an amazing time. Thank you for taking out your time with us basically all day today.
Yeah, you done wore me out, but yeah. And it's hotter than I was going. Can I say that? hotter than a witch's tit on a brass brow on Sunday morning.
So,
Yeah, but we could blink that if you want. I don't care.
But we are in the valley.
No, we're in the valley, and I
Anybody
love the valley. But also, let me say this: from James, and then Arnold, and yourself, and your grandson, everything has been done professional and well, and I appreciate it because I've done some other stuff and I would never do again the way they just handle things. So I think I want to say that I wish you the best. You know, I know a little bit of your journey, and I wish you the best on the magazine and where it's going to go and take you. See, you wake up every day thinking about the next issue. God sees it every day as, what else can I bless her with the next level? You got to prepare yourself for what God is going to do. Because see, the devil is busy. And in addition to that, you have to understand that the devil is strong, because if you believe in the Christian faith, at one time he was up in heaven and was cast out. So he got some power, but not the power over God.
Yeah.
So when that gets in your way, and I'm gonna leave you with this. This is one of the Donisms. Sometimes the Lord gives you test, not to test your faith, but to strengthen it. Have a good day.
Have a good day, everybody. And I thank you. This is Shanine Bonner with Decree Entertainment TV. And come on, everybody. Come on, let's give. Come on.
I'm gonna clap for myself. I ain't gonna
Let's give Mr. Welch we just thank you here.
No, thank you.
And thank you, and we love you, and goodbye.
Entertainment TV. On Decree Entertainment TV. Decree Entertainment TV. Decree Entertainment TV. Decree Entertainment TV. On Decree Entertainment. Decree Entertainment TV. On Decree Entertainment TV.